I had my head all buried in a poem that I've been working on for a while now, and it's not done, so that's your disclaimer. It's way not done, but I just thought maybe it should go out in the world in its undoneness and just hang up out there like the rest of us. Okay, it kind of peters out at the end. I know, I warned you already. Okay. Well, all right, just a few thoughts, and they go like this. Yes, 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 us people are just poems. We're 90% metaphor, with a leanness of meaning bordering on hyper-distillation. And once upon a time, we were moonshine, rushing down the throat of a giraffe. Yes, rushing down the long hallway despite what the PA announcement said. Yes, rushing down the long stairs with the whiskey of eternity fermented and distilled to 18 minutes, burning down our throats, down hall, down the stairs, in a building so tall that it will always be there. Yes, it's part of a pair there on the bow of Noah's Ark, the most prestigious couple just kicking back, parked against a perfectly blue sky on a morning beatific in its Indian summer breeze on the day that America fell to its knees after strutting around for a century without saying thank you or please. The shock was subsonic and the smoke was deafening between the setup and the punchline, because we were all on time for work that day. We all boarded that plane for to fly, and then when the fires were raging, we all climbed up on the windowsill, and then we all held hands and jumped into the sky. Every burro looked up when it heard the first blast, and then every dumb action movie was summarily surpassed, and the exodus uptown by foot and motor car looked more like war than anything I've seen so far. Yes, it looked more like war than anything I've seen so far. So fierce and ingenious, a poetic specter so far gone that every jackass newscaster was struck dumb and stumbling over, oh my God, and this is unbelievable, and on and on. And I'll tell you what, while we're at it, you can keep the Pentagon, you can keep the propaganda, and each and every TV that's been trying to convince me to participate in some prep school punk's plan to perpetuate retribution, even as the blue toxic smoke of our lesson in retribution is still hanging in the air, and there's ash on our shoes, and there's ash in our hair. And there's a fine silt on every mantle, from Hell's Kitchen to Brooklyn, and the streets are full of stories, sudden twists and near misses, and soon every open bar is crammed to the rafters with tales of narrowly averted disasters, and the whiskey is flowing like never before, as all over the country folks just shake their heads and pour. So here's a toast to all the folks who live in Palestine, in Iraq, and El Salvador. Here's a toast to the folks living on the Pine Ridge Reservation with G.I. Joe still coming back for more. Here's a toast to all those nurses and doctors who daily provide women with a choice, who stand down a threat the size of Oklahoma City just to listen to a young woman's voice. Here's a toast to all the folks on death row right now, awaiting hot oil or guillotine, who are shackled there with dread and can only escape into their heads to find peace in the form of a dream. Because take away our PlayStations and we are a third world nation under the thumb of some blue blood royal son who bought the Oval Office in that phony election. And I'll tell you what, while we're at it, let me state unequivocally, he is not president of me. He is not president of me, because I am a poem heeding hyper-distillation. I've got no room for a lie so verbose. I'm looking out over my whole human family, and I'm raising my glass in a toast. Here's to our last drink of fossil fuels. Let us vow to get off of this sauce, shoo away the swarms of commuter planes, and find that train ticket we lost. Because once upon a time, the line followed the peeked into all the backyards where the laundry was waving out on the line and the graffiti was teasing us from brick walls and bridges. We were rolling over ridges, through valleys, under stars. I dream of touring like Duke Ellington in my own railroad car. I dream of waiting on the big wooden benches in a grand station aglow with grace, and then standing out on the platform and feeling the air on my face. Give back the night its distant whistle. Give the darkness back its soul. Give the big oil companies the finger and relearn how to rock and roll. Yes, the lessons are all around us, and the truth is waiting there. So it's time to pick through the rubble, clean the streets, and clear the air. Tell our government to pull its big dick out of the sand of someone else's desert. Put it back in its pants and pick the hypocritical chance of freedom forever. Because when one lone phone rang in